हरे कृष्ण। ओम अज्ञानतिमिरन्धस्य ज्ञानाञ्जनशलाकया चक्षुरुन्मिलितं येन तस्मै श्रीगुरवे नमः। नमः ॐ विष्णुपादाय कृष्णप्रेष्ठाय भूतले श्रीमते भक्तिवेदान्त स्वामिन् इति नामिने। नमस्ते सारस्वती देवे गौरवाणी प्रचारिणे निर्विशेष शून्यवादी पाश्चात्यदेशतारिणे वाञ्छाकल्पतरुभ्यश्च कृपासिन्धुभ्यैव च पतितानां पावनेभ्यो वैष्णवेभ्यो नमो नमः। जय श्री कृष्ण चैतन्य प्रभु नित्यानंद श्री अद्वैत गदाधार शिवासदि गौर भक्त वृंद। हरे कृष्णा 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 हरे हरे, हरे राम 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 हरे हरे। Hare Krishna. We welcome all of you for this online Tirth Yatra series. Today we'll be all visiting in our Mananam through our remembrance and through hearing the holy Dham of Chitrakoot. Chitrakoot is a very, very beautiful place. In fact, the name Chitrakoot means a place which is full of delightful sceneries, sceneries of mountains, rivers, forest, and many, many animals and birds. Indeed, Chitrakoot was not just namesake now, only then it was good. Even now also you find Chitrakoot very much resembling the very name of Chitrakoot. Chitrakoot was known for ascetic life. It is mentioned that because of its hills, the forest, and the valleys and the rivers, people would come here to do sadhana and sadhus, rishis, and ashrams. In fact, even today, if you find Chitrakoot carries that same spirit because of the geographical location being between hills. It is very far away from major cities. And therefore, indeed, even today also in Chitrakoot, you will find many sadhus and rishis stay there. It is said that in Chitrakoot today, you will find many sadhus and ashramas than the temples. So, in this way, this place is indeed a very beautiful place of asceticism, where sadhus and rishis and spiritualists spend their time doing their bhajan. Geographically, today, Chitrakoot is located in India in the state of Uttar Pradesh, and it is said it is in a Karvi district, which is almost on the border of Madhya Pradesh, another state. So, in between the two, it's like the whole Chitrakoot Dham, if you see, it's either one state or other state mixed like that. The whole area is like that. So Chitrakoot place is very easily reachable by if you want to go by a flight, then it's a little far away, 250 kilometers or so. Then Prayag Airport, Banaras Airport, or Lucknow Airport, it's little far away. And if you want to go by train, then train wise, there is Karvi, the Dham station, or there is also the big station of Manikpur. Buses fly also regularly from Chitrakoot bus station to many holy places or many prominent cities and places around that area vicinity. So it is said that most of this area of Chitrakoot is full of forest and hills. Only a few cluster places you will find temples around prominent holy spots, and you will find more people around that place. Otherwise, rest of the place is completely like a jungle. Uh, even wild forest is also there, a little far away from the main place people stay in. So in this way, it's still a forest area in a hilly section. It is said that this is a place where Lord Ram came for exile. The story goes like this: that when Lord Ram was exiled from Ayodhya, he, along with Sita and Lakshman, they came to Prayag to the ashram of Bharadwaj Rishi. And while staying there, they asked Bharadwaj Rishi that your ashram is very beautiful. However, it is very close to Ayodhya. And knowing that we are here, many people in Ayodhya would come here and visit us. So we want to stay in Vanvas, in exile. So we want to stay away from everyone. So Bharadwaj Rishi then recommended them to go to a place called as Chitrakoot, this place, because Bharadwaj Rishi knew very well Chitrakoot is a very ideal place for Lord Ramachandra to be in association of Sita and thus experience wonderful pastimes here. Also, Chitrakoot is a place of great sages. Many great sages would stay here. And as a result, it is mentioned that Lord Ramchandra was sent here. It is said that Bharadwaj Rishi had told Lord Ram that this is a place where even Rakshasas are creating problem for great sages staying in Chitrakoot. So your presence will create a sense of security for them. So in this way, it is mentioned that Lord Ram came to Chitrakoot, and indeed, as Bharadwaj Rishi had said, Lord Ram was so happy that it is said Lord Ram stayed here 11.5 years of exile here. So 14 years of exile, 11.5 years were in Chitrakoot. So therefore, this Chitrakoot Dham is full of beautiful pastimes of Ramayana. It is mentioned that time when Lord Ramachandra came here, great sages like Atri and Anusuya, they had their ashram here. Sharabhanga Rishi had ashram. Then Sutikshna Rishi had ashram here. Then it is also mentioned that Markandeya Rishi would come here that time. Even Lord Dattatreya had his appearance place, birthplace here at Chitrakoot. So as I mentioned, that most of the places it's full of forest and hilly areas. Only few clusters where holy places are there that you find ashramas and people around gathered that place. So it is said that uh, even if you go today to some holy places in Chitrakoot, you will find in ashrams sadhus are living in a very simple life. In fact, you will find regularly in some ashrams some 24 hours kirtan going on, and it's going on for many years. Ram Kirtan, Krishna Kirtan, Ram Kirtan, Hari Kirtan, and even Ramayana has been chanted in many ashrams for like 10 years, 12 years, non-stop. So this is the spirit of Chitrakoot even today. In Chitrakoot, there are some few ashrams where sadhus they stay there and they collect some donation from pilgrims and they cook food and they distribute food to everyone who comes, pilgrims, anyone who wants to take prasadam. And if you go there, they will always invite you to take prasadam there. Simple khichdi or dal rice. They'll make you sit down there. And while you're sitting there, then someone will there from their group will make sure that when a lunch or prasadam is distributed, someone is speaking or reading Ramayana for everyone. So this is Lord Ramachandra's beautiful exile place. Lord Ram, Sita, Lakshman came here and spent many days in this Chitrakoot Dham. So today we'll go on a beautiful journey visiting many holy places in Chitrakoot. Let's begin with the first place, the most prominent place or well-known place in Chitrakoot is Ramghat. So Ramghat is the place, it is mentioned, where the holy river Mandakini, which is the river flowing through Chitrakoot, is at its widest range. Altogether, everywhere you go, you will find Mandakini river is just few feet, but here it is the widest. And here you will find many boats where you can do boating. You can go in middle of the Ganga and offer you oblations. It's also Ram Ghat is the place where a lot of temples are there. Lord Rama's temple is there. Lord Ram, Sita, and Lakshman will often come to Ram Ghat and spend their time here. In fact, Brahmaji, well before that, had gone to Chitrakoot and did penance, and he had worshipped a Shivalingam there. And that Shivalingam is still existing, called as known as Matta Gajendreshwar Temple of Lord Shiva. It's in Ramghat. So Matta Gajendreshwar Shiva Temple of Ramghat is that place where Brahmaji offered his puja, and he told Lord Shiva, please stay here. This place is very important, very good. You stay here, you become Kshetrapal, the protector of this place. Indeed, Lord Ramachandra will come and he will make this place more spiritually imbued with bhakti. So Matta Gajendreshwar is the Kshetrapal of this place. Lord Ramchandra came here. He also worshipped Matta Gajendreshwar Shivaji temple. He offered Rudra Abhishek to Lord Shiva and he stayed for some time here. As we say that 11.5 years he stayed, Lord Ram could keep coming and going. Just little more ahead from the place of Ram Ghat is a place called as Raghav Prayag Ghat. I'm sorry, Raghav Prayag Ghat. So they said there are three rivers, small rivers meet Mandakini. So Mandakini is there. There is a small river called as Payaswini, which is meeting, and it is mentioned Savitri, which is also called Saraswati, also called Gayatri, invisibly meet here. It's a small sangam, but why it's important? Because next to Ramghat it is, and plus Lord Ramchandra offered tarpan to his father when he came to know that Dashrath Maharaj has left his body. He offered his tarpan to his father here at Raghav Prayag Ghat. In Ram Ghat, which we are discussing right now, it is said that there are many small temples of various devas and devis. Also, Hanumanji temple is there, and it is said that one of the most amazing thing here is that people often come first to this place. Which place? Ram Ghat. They come and take bath here, and then they go for parikrama, either parikrama of Chitrakoot or parikrama of Kamdagiri Parvat, Kamdagiri mountain. We'll discuss about Kamdagiri later. So Ramghat is that place. Ramghat is also a famous place where sage Tulsidas, Tulsidas Goswami, he got his desire fulfilled of uh, taking darshan of Lord Rama. It's a beautiful story which is mentioned in the Lok Katha in Chitrakoot, very often quoted in many Ramayanas in northern India, how Tulsidas Goswami got mercy of Lord Ramchandra here. So story goes little behind. Tulsidas Goswami was born a devotee of Lord Ramchandra, always attracted to hearing and speaking about Lord Ram. So one day, Tulsidas Goswami came to Banaras, and there he sat down in one very non-crowded place, very secluded place, one ghat, and sat there and he was reading and reciting Ramayana. Tulsidas Goswami has a credit of giving Ramayana in the local language. As we know, Valmiki Rishi gave Ramayana in Sanskrit language. So in the local level, the Ramayana popularity was had grown because of Tulsidas Goswami's contribution. So Tulsidas Goswami, as his own sadhana, he would sit down and he would recite Ramayana with closed eyes. And then suddenly, when he would open eyes, you would see many people would sit down there and hearing his class. And he would be like annoyed. He was doing his own sadhana, speaking Ramayana, but now people had gathered around him. And eventually, people came to know that this is the time when he comes here for sadhana. So people would somehow come and hear his classes there. Tulsidas Goswami, after some time, felt that it's not good. I'm doing sadhana for myself, but I'm also becoming popular. Tulsidas Goswami decided to change his place of recitation or speaking. He decided to go to a nearby forest where no one would come. So he go to forest in the evening time, do his bhajan, speak, recite Ramayana for himself for the pleasure of the Lord Ramchandra, and come back. So he did for many days. One particular day, when he was sitting in the forest under a tree, the same place where he sat every day, a tree branch fell off from a tree. It was a very fresh branch. Generally, branch or leaves fall off when they get dried up. A fresh branch, quite a big one, fell down. Tulsidas Goswami was intrigued. What is this? Suddenly, a ghostly figure appeared in front of him, and he said, "Pranam, Guruji, Pranam, oh dear Prabhu. I've been hearing your Ram Katha here. I am staying on this tree. I am a Brahma Rakshas. In the past life, I was a Brahmana, but I did many sinful activities because of which I got this curse of becoming Brahma Rakshas. And so I am a Rakshasa but with Brahmanical powers. So because I was Brahma Rakshas entrapped in this ghostly body, so I would haunt people who would go from this place because I was myself very frustrated and very much miserable. So I would make others miserable. But when I heard your Ram Katha, I got purified. And now, after hearing so many days, now I'm going to relinquish my ghostly body and get a better destination. So I have come to do a thanks to you. Thank you very much for your wonderful effort in speaking Ram Katha to me. Tulsidas Goswami offered pranam and said, I just did my bhajan. If you got benefit, it's my great It's my great effort, my great kind of fortune to serve you. And then this Brahmarakshis asked, can I do some small service or some work for you in your case? So it is said that Lord, our Tulsidas Goswami said that I am hankering for the darshan of Lord Ram. Can you arrange for me to take darshan of Lord Ram? So Brahmarakshis said, are you creating fun with me? I am actually in a ghostly body. You have delivered me and you're asking me to connect with Lord Ram. Well, I don't have power, but I can arrange something for you. And that arrangement is you have to go to Hanumanji. Hanumanji will connect with Lord Ram. Tulsidas Goswami said, what is this? You are asking to Lord Ram and now you're saying to Hanumanji. Both of them are inaccessible to me. Then that Brahmarakshis laughed and said, Tulsidas Goswami ji, when you are in Banaras and that ghat, chanting Ram Katha, so many people coming in front of you and sitting, Hanumanji also is to come and hear your Katha. Tulsidas Goswami said, Hanumanji came to hear my Katha. Wow. But I didn't see him. Oh, so you go now again. Sit there. Keep your eyes closed, but also keep it a little open because you have to look for Hanumanji, right? The first person who comes covered with a blanket sits in the corner there. He is Hanumanji. He would be there throughout your katha and you're the last person to leave. Catch him that time. So Tulsidas Goswami was elated. Wow. So he came back to Banaras Ghat. And this time with a mission. Sat down, closed eyes, little open, one eye was open, strange. And he was doing katha. As soon as began katha, he saw one man coming in, blanket, whole body covered, sat in one corner. He thought this must be Hanuman. He also was looking around if anyone like that is there. No one was with blankets. Finally, the katha ended, and then everyone was going away. This blanket person also was going away, and Tulsidas Goswami ran, caught hold of the feet of that person, and that person was saying, "Leave me! What is this? What are you doing?" Tulsidas Goswami said, "Hanumanji, I have caught you today. You cannot leave like this." So Hanumanji smiled and said, yes, I used to come to hear your katha because I just loved the way you spoke so purely Ram Katha. So Hanumanji said, I'm very pleased with you. Lord, oh Hanumanji, please give your mercy. Can I ever get darshan of Lord Ramachandra? So Hanumanji said, well, I can make some arrangements. What you have to do is you have to go from Banaras to Chitrakoot. This is the eternal pastime place of Lord Ramchandra. In Chitrakoot, go to Ram Ghat. In Ram Ghat, you sit down and you recite like this. You're reciting at Banaras Ghat Ramayana. For whom? For the pleasure of Lord Ramchandra. And every day do some service. What service you do? Grind sandalwood and wait and watch. After some time, gradually, not immediately, Lord Ramchandra will watch you and soon give you darshan. Tulsidas Goswami was so happy. He immediately left for Chitrakoot, came to this Ram Ghat, sat there and he was grinding sandalwood and chanting Ram's name. How many days it took for him? Few days, few weeks, few months. He stayed for years there. After some time, one particular day, he was chanting Ramayana and reciting Ramayana and grinding sandalwood. Lord Ram came in front of him and Lord Ram asked, can I get some chandan? He heard this divine sound. He said, who's that? He turned around. That was Lord Ramchandra who was standing there asking for chandan. There's a beautiful verse which is inscribed in the walls of Ramghat. Beautiful verse. चित्रकूट चित्रकूट के घाट पर भई संतन की भीड़ तुलसीदास चंदन घिसे तिलक देत रघुवीर तुलसीदास चित्रकूट के घाट पर at Chitrakoot's Ghat, this is Ram Ghat, Bhai Santan ki bheed. There is a lot of big congregation of great devotees who assembled. Tulsidas Chandan Gise, there Tulsidas is every day grinding Chandan. Tilak de Tirakuvir. Lord Ramchandra is asking Chandan from him. The king of Ayodhya is asking Chandan from Tulsidas' Chandan stock. And then Tulsidas gave Chandan. Lord Ram applied as a tilak. And Lord Ram said, I am very pleased with your bhakti. And now I want you to write down whatever you're reciting. Write down a book in your local language of Ramayana. But you don't write it here. You go back to Banaras, that very place you met Hanumanji, go there. And there you sit down, you will find Hanuman deity there, which will manifest to you. You worship the deity there. A temple will be formed later. Name the temple as Sankat Mochan Hanuman. And there in the temple you write this book. In this, Lord Ram give a hint of where Tulsidas Goswami could write that book. So this Tulsidas Goswami wrote Ramcharitmanas in Banaras, inspired by Lord Rama's pastime. So it is said that this is such a beautiful place of Ram Ghat. There are many more pastimes. Now we will move on to the next place. The next place today we will go on yatra in Chitrakoot is Janki Kund. Janki Kund, Sita's Kund. This is a place where Sita Devi would take bath regularly. Therefore, it's called Janki Kund. This is a private bathing place of Sita. Sita would take bath here, and also Sita also took bath in Gupta Godavari place also. So that these two places have Sita Devi's footprints as well. So Ramghat has, Janki Kund has Sita Devi's footprints, and it is mentioned that beautiful pastimes of Lord Ram and Sita took place at this location. So this is Janki Kund. Even today also Janki Kund is very well nicely built. Beautiful ghat is there. Small stream of Mandakini flows here, and beautiful forest of Chitrakoot you can actually behold at Janki Kund. It is said from the third place today we will be going is Hanuman Dhara. So from Ram Kund, Janki Kund is 3 kilometers on one particular road. You take another road from Ramkund, 4 kilometers from there is this place called as Hanuman Dhara. So what is Hanuman Dhara? It is mentioned that when Hanumanji burned Lanka by his tail, when he came back to Kishkinda Hampi, that time Lord Ram felt the anguish of Hanumanji, how he had sacrificed so much for the pleasure of Lord Ram in getting the news of Sita. So Lord Ram told Hanumanji, your tail was burned. It's paining me so much. I would now rather ask you to go and cool down your tail. Hanumanji said that all the sacrifice I'm doing, I'm feeling so happy doing it for you. I'm not feeling any problem. Lord Ram said, for my pleasure, you should go and cool down your tail and also your body. So where should I go? So Lord Ram said, I stayed in Chitrakoot for 11.5 years. Go to this place and Dhara, special waterfall. You sit down on this waterfall, you and your body and your tail, everyone will cool off. So Hanuman jumped, leaped, and came to this place. And there he stayed for some days under this dhara and cooled off himself, as Lord Ram said. And since that time, this place came to be known as Hanuman Dhara. Now, Hanuman Dhara, as you see here, is on a mountain. You have to climb some steps. So, how many steps? They say something like 360 steps have to be climbed. Small, small steps. And you will find also while climbing steps, beautiful Hanumanjis, not Hanumanjis, beautiful monkeys, Vanaras. And finally, you reach Hanuman Dhara. How big is the Dhara? Not like big, big waterfalls. Simple streams falling. You can take bath, you can do 3 drop bath as you wish. And then you can stay there for some time for half an hour, 1 hour, and you can just be enjoying the beautiful breeze which is flowing from the whole area of Chitrakoot on you on on such a high spot of Hanuman Dhara. Hanuman Dhara, just if you go a little more ahead on that same mountain, just few steps, then you come on the top of the mountain. And on top of the mountain, there is a small place with few ashrams or few temples. And that is a place called as Sita Rasoi. Yes, Sita Devi had her kitchen here. Now, 11 years Lord Ram stayed. He stayed in many places in Chitrakoot. So, for some time, Ram, Sita, Lakshman stayed here. And it is mentioned Sita Devi would cook food for Lord Ram, taking ingredients from the forest, like roots, fruits, etc., and cook food here and offer it to Lord Ram and Lakshman here. So this is also there, Sita Rasoi. As we are going from Ram Ghat to Hanuman Dhara, 4 kilometers drive, in between on 3 kilometers, you'll find a beautiful temple of Vana Devi. What is this Vana Devi temple? Vana Devi is actually the Kula Devi, the goddess of Ayodhya, Kula Devi of Ayodhya. So it is mentioned that when Ayodhya, Lord Ram left Ayodhya, Kula Devi, Vanadevi was not happy in separation. So she also left Ayodhya and came and stayed in Chitrakoot at this place. So to commemorate that pastime, Vanadevi temple is also mentioned or rather is erected here for devotees to visit and take darshan of Vanadevi, how she came leaving Ayodhya to take association of the spirit of Ayodhya, essence of Ayodhya, the personality of Lord Ram. So this is Hanuman Dhara. So we have covered now uh, Ramaghat, we have covered Janaki Kund, and now we have covered Hanuman Dhara. Let's go to one more beautiful place. This beautiful place is called as Spatik Shila. It is further away ahead of Janaki Kund, almost like 1.5 or 2 kilometers, something like that, around that place. You get on the same road ahead, more ahead, Spatik Shila. As the name says, Sheila means a rock. Yes, indeed, there is a group of rock which is all flat, just next to Mandakini Ganga, as you see here, and they have footprints, footprints of body prints of some personalities. So as you watch closer, the person who's sitting there, the pujari, will tell you that there is a footprint of what? There is footprint of Lord Ram, there is footprint of Sita, and there is also a footprint of a crow. Now, someone may say, crow footprint? Well, there are beautiful pastimes. It is mentioned Lord Ram and Sita would come to this place, very unique place, and it would be like a private place where they would spend time with each other. So, all conjugal pastimes of Lord Ram and Sita happen at this place. So, Lord Ram would actually decorate Sita here with all the forest ingredients. So Sita Devi would sit, Lord Ram would sit behind Sita and decorate flowers on her head. So all these beautiful pastimes, private pastimes of Ram and Sita happened at this place. So one particular day, Lord Ram became a little transcendently tired. So he kept his head on Sita's lap and he slept. Sita was very happy. Sita was happy Lord Ram is awake or asleep both because both the time she was actually thinking the beautiful face, the beauty of Lord Ram. So now Lord Ram was sleeping on her lap and she was just fully glued at the beauty of Lord Ram sleeping. So everything about Lord Ram is amazing, right? Adharam, Madhuram, Vadanam, Madhuram. So even sleeping of Lord Ram is Madhuram. Sita was fully glued. She was enjoying the beauty of Lord Ram sleeping. Just then, a crow came, a terrible crow. This crow was not an ordinary crow. In some Puranas, it is mentioned he was the son of Indra, Jayanta. In some places, it is mentioned he is not Jayanta, he was a Asura from the clan of Ravana. Nonetheless, both of them had one mentality of envy of Ram and lust towards Sita. So they came and saw Sita's beauty and they were thinking that why we should not enjoy Sita's beauty. So the crow came closer to Sita. Sita realized that this crow is not ordinary crow. He has some evil intentions. But Sita could not do much. He said, Sita thought if I shake or move around, then Lord Ram's sleep will be disturbed. I don't want to disturb. I don't want to break this seva of mine. So she continued to stay there. But she also tried her best to shoo that crow away. But the crow was not ordinary crow. It was a demonic crow. The crow kept coming ahead. And finally the crow came and pecked at the chest of Sita Maya. And he pecked it so much that finally blood started oozing. Even though he was pecking the chest of Sita Devi, she did not budge an inch. Lord Ram was still sleeping. But when the blood started oozing out, some particles fell on Lord Ram's face. So Lord Ram woke up. What is this water? Saw around. Janaki's whole chest, heart region was filled with blood. Lord Ram was aghast. He saw around, he saw this crow, its beak was red, and Lord Ram understood everything. Lord Ram became angry. He was looking for his bow and arrow. Bow and arrow was not close by. Lord Ram did not mind. He picked up a grass, invoked a Brahmastra in that grass, and threw at this crow. The crow realized that he has now landed in a soup. He ran for his life, flew for his life. All over Chitrakoot, wherever he take a left turn or right turn, above, below, the Brahmastra blade was following. Went beyond Chitrakoot, went to different places within the earth planet, everywhere Brahmastra. Went to different lokas, Shiva Loka, Brahma Loka, everywhere, Indra Loka. All of them told you, rascal, you made a mistake. Go back to the Lord Ram. He can only help you. So, with exhausted after all this universal ride, he came and frantically exhausted. He just fell down at the feet of Lord Ram. Fell down at the feet of Lord Ram. And when he fell down, he was so tired. He did not land properly. His landing was disturbed landing. So what happened is Sita saw this guy has fallen down at Lord Ram's feet asking for surrender, but he has not fallen properly. What happened is instead of putting his head towards the feet, he had put his tail towards the feet and head was opposite direction. Like we offer Dandvat Pranam, we offer Pranam to anyone. We offer our head towards the person we are offering Pranam to, right? We don't turn around and show our back to the person, right? But this person, this crow, in his exhaustion, had landed in such a way that he fell off with his tail towards Lord Ram's feet and head opposite. Sita Devi saw, oh, what is this? The surrender is not complete. Sita Devi bent down and turned the whole crow and turned the crow's head at Lord Ram's feet. Till then, Lord Ram was angry. Even if the crow had fallen at his feet, Lord Ram was angry. But as soon as Sita turned around the crow and put the head of the crow on Lord Ram's feet, Lord Ram's anger just melted. Lord Ram said, now I can't do anything. I have to save this crow. So it is said that Lord Ram said, I cannot retract this Brahmastra. This Brahmastra has to do something. So Lord said, I will remove one eye. This is what the Lok Katha says that the crow's one eye was removed to blind him from one eye. And then people in the local tradition say, yeah, since then the crows, they have only one eye. I'm not sure about that, but they say crows have one eye. But this is the pastime of this Asur is named as Kakasur. Kaka means crow. Kakasur. So Jayanta or Kakasur, they got their blessings through the medium of Sita Devi. She is so compassionate. She did not mind the crow hitting her, uh, troubling her, but in the end, she gave shelter to the crow of Lord Ram. So this is Spatik Shila. It's beautiful Spatik Shila is still there. Beautiful pastimes enacted there. It is mentioned after Spatik Shila, you go more ahead, little more ahead. Of course, little more means quite inside the forest. You come to a secluded place, a complete secluded place, which is just Mandakini Ganga and few ashrams, nothing else. People don't go here often. Ramghat, Janki Kund, Hanumandara, they are often visited places. But this place, very less people come. It is a place where Atri Rishi and Anusuya Devi had their ashram. So it is mentioned, we will now go to, it is now this place, Atri and Anusuya Rishis, Anusuya Devi's ashram that we are visiting. This is the place where Lord Dattatreya, Durvasa and Soma, they were born to Atri and Anusuya, right? After they got blessings from Brahma, Vishnu and Mahesh. Lord Dattatreya was born here. Markandeya Rishi also visited this place. It is said Lord Ram and Sita visited this place. Anusuya Devi, Anusuya Devi had been known all over the world as a very chaste lady. Her chastity had got great powers for her from great devatas. It is said that once this place where Atri and Anusuya were staying, there was a drought, no rains for at least 8 to 10 years. So understanding this, that many animals in the jungle were actually feeling parched, they were dying because of no water. Anusuya felt very unhappy about them. So Anusuya did penance here. And by the power of her penance, she invoked Ganga here. So there is Mandakini Ganga. The Mandakini Ganga has a source very close to this ashram. So from there, the Mandakini Ganga flows into Chitrakoot Dham. And in this way, she was the one who was instrumental in getting Mandakini Ganga at this Chitrakoot Dham. So Lord Ramchandra and Lord Sita, Lord Ramchandra and Goddess Sita, they all, they both with Lakshman came to this place to meet Atre Rishi and Anusuya Devi. So it is mentioned in Ramayana that Lord Ram, while he met Atre Rishi, Anusuya called upon Sita Devi and gave her beautiful lessons of chastity and faithfulness to in the marriage as a role as a married lady. Ramayana contains all the beautiful instructions of Anusuya Devi to Sita. At this place, Anusuya Devi also gave beautiful ornaments to Sita. Well, Sita, when she was exiled with Lord Ram, she did not carry any ornaments except a ring or so. But when she came here, Anusuya said, "You are a married lady, you should wear some ornaments." So, on the behest of request of Anusuya, Sita Devi did wore some ornaments on her body because she was a married lady staying with her husband. And it is this ornaments, if we all recollect in Ramayana, when Ravan was kidnapping Sita, Sita had removed those ornaments and thrown those ornaments down, which had landed in the hands of Sugriva and the monkey, who later gave it to Ram to confirm that Ravan had gone towards the south. So it is said that someone may ask that Sita had no ornaments, then how she got ornaments and threw it. So this is the connection. She got the ornaments from Anusuya Devi. So this is Sita Maya in Anusuya's ashram, Anusuya Devi's ashram. This place is 13 kilometers from Ramghat. We need to arrange for a special bus to go there, special vehicle. It's not a regular place of visit. Now from it is mentioned Sati Anusuya's ashram. You go more inside 20 kilometers. Then you come to Sarbanga Rishi's ashram. Well, Lord Ram and Sita Lakshman, they also went there. It's much more deeper. There is Ganga Kund there. There is Lord Shiva temple there. And also 4 kilometers ahead of Sarbanga Rishi's ashram is Sutikshna Rishi's ashram, where Lord Ram also visited that place. So this is all in beautiful jungle area. Now, after Sati Anusuya and Atri Muni's ashram, the next place we will go to is a place called as Gupta Godavari. Gupta means secret Godavari. When the demigods came to know Devatas, the Lord Ram is going to exile and spend so much time in Chitrakoot, they also wanted to serve Lord Ramachandra. So they invoked Godavari here. And Godavari is coming from this is a hill, actually a small uh, mountain. Inside the mountain, Godavari is coming inside. And you can actually go into those mountain caves. We can see here that people are walking into the cave with knee deep water of Godavari, and from the mountain, water is coming, and that's flowing like a small rivulet outside. So as you come outside, you'll find a small kunda where Sita Devi's footprints are also there. That's called Gupta Godavari, which demigods created so that Lord Ram can also come here and perform his pastimes. So Lord Ram indeed came here with Sita and Lakshman. And when he came here, there was a demon who was staying in this cave. And he came and he was kind of, very lustily glancing on Sita and trying to harm Sita and Ram. That time, it is mentioned, Lord Ram became very angry. He took his arrow and he shot this Asura. And he just shot him such a way that the Asura went and he was like, got stuck on the mountain wall, mountain ceiling rather. Inside the cave, the mountain ceiling got stuck like this, upside down, hanging. Lord Ram said, "Because you got a boon not to be killed by anyone, I have not killed you, but I have kept you hanging like this for generations together." So this person said, "I'm hanging, I can't do anything. How will I eat?" Lord Ram said, "You rascal, you're always looking here and there, harming people. People will come to see you, and people will come to see you. That time you can eat their sins away." So it's a tradition here. People come and go near this hanging object which is still there in this mountain, and they see this person and they chant Lord Ram's name and they said this Asura's name is called as Katkata Asura. Indeed, very. special Asura because of his name Khatkata. So Khatkata also is Atkata ho gaya. He becomes like he's hanging on the wall, on the ceiling, and people can come and see him, and he takes all the sinful things and eats that sin. Quite a recipe to eat, eating sins. So this is the place of Gupta Godavari. So Gupta Godavari is a beautiful place. It's around 19 kilometers from Ramghat, and it is said that after Gupta Godavari, next place we will visit now. Yeah, I missed one small place on the way to from Janki Kunda to Spatik Shila. As you go a little more ahead, on the right side there is a modern establishment, a very nice location where they have built a beautiful museum. It is called as Ram Darshan. It is not a Prachin museum; it's a local. It's a new thing created by the government of for tourism, but amazing museum. You find the beautiful paintings and murals of Lord Ram's whole journey of Ramayana. Indeed, very beautiful to go for all people, family members, children, ladies, men, old people, everyone enjoy the beautiful setting there. They also show many beautiful photos of how our Ram Leela has been done in drama and theater in many other countries, including Afghanistan, Russia, China, etc. So many beautiful things are there. So it's a birthplace to visit with family members, Rama Darshan Museum. Now, okay, so with this, we will now go to a very important place. We have not yet covered that place. It is called as Kamta Nath or Kamdagiri. Just like in Brajbhumi Vrindavan, when people go to Vrindavan, they visit Yamuna, they visit Vrindavan forest, but they also visit Govardhan, Giri Govardhan, Mountain Govardhan, and do Parikrama. Similarly, in Chitrakoot, there is this mountain, very spiritual, very special mountain. Lord Ram loved this mountain like anything. Therefore, it is this mountain is called as Kamda Giri. So Kamda Giri is a beautiful mountain. It is around. It is said it is quite a distance, around 10 kilometers or so from Ramghat. And it is said that this mountain is not as big as Giri Govardhan. It's a 5-kilometer mountain, but it is in the shape of a bow, Dhanush. So people go around this mountain. This place is called as Kamda Giri. Kamada. Da means queue. So whatever desires you have, you can go and do parikrama. The desires you get fulfilled. And because Lord Ram is the Lord of this Parvat, so Lord Ram also got a name from this Kamda. He became Kamta Nath. That means the Lord of Kamda. So in this way, there is Kamtanath, beautiful deity, as we can see here, Kamtanath deity, and this whole forest and this whole beautiful Parvat of Kamtanath. So it is said this parikrama is very beautiful. It's a very small path around which you do the parikrama of this mountain, and there's so many temples, small temples at each and every spot there. In fact, there is one temple there, very beautiful temple. That's called Ram Bharat Milap. Ram Bharat Milap. What is Ram Bharat Milap? This is the very place where Bharat Maharaj, when he came back to Ayodhya from his maternal grandfather's place and came to know that Dashrath has died because of sending Ram to exile, and the whole plot was done by Mantra and Kaikai, his own mother, who wanted Bharat to be on the kingship and Ram to be exiled. Bharat became so angry on mother. He had chastised mother. He became angry. He said, I will never rule this kingdom. In fact, I will go and bring Lord Ram back. So by this time, Kaikai also had repented, understood her mistake. So it is mentioned all the three mothers, Bharat Maharaj, Shatrughna, and all the rishis, and also an army of Ayodhya went marching from Ayodhya to Chitrakoot to bring Lord Ram back. So they met at this place, Bharat Mila place, Ram Bharat Mila. There's a beautiful temple there at Kamdagiri Parvat, where there are footprints of Bharat and Ram when they met. And it is mentioned that they came here. Bharat was very strong. He said, "You have to come. You are the king. This lady, my mother, she unnecessary sent you exile. No, but that exile has no meaning. You come back." So Lord Ram's she appreciated Bharat's point of view. He also mentioned that I give my word to my father who has now left us, deceased. So therefore, I cannot take this back. I will finish my exile and definitely come back to Ayodhya. And meanwhile, because our father wanted you to be king, you should do your kingship also. So it is said that Bharat was not happy. So therefore, Janak Maharaj was also had come in the retinue, in the entourage. So Lord Ram asked Janak Maharaj, "You are very noble and very kind person. You are very full of wisdom. Kindly guide what we should do. Whatever you say, I'll follow." Then Janak Maharaj said that it is all ordained by destiny that Lord Ram has to be in exile. Let him stay here. He's happy here. And after 14 years, he will come. Meanwhile, you continue to take the kingdom, rule the kingdom. When Bharat saw that it's not possible to get Ram, immediately Bharat changed his clothes, wore the same kind of clothes of ascetics like Lord Ram, Lakshman, and Sita. So today onward, for next 14 years, I'll be also in Vanvas. I'll also not stay in the palace. I will stay outside Ayodhya in one place where I'll build a hut and I'll stay in the hut and also do asceticism as Lord Ram. Then he told Lord Ram to give his paduka, uh, his foot sandals. And then he took the sandals and said, "This I will keep on the throne of Ayodhya. You are the king, and I will be the caretaker. I will rule the kingdom on your behalf. But 14 years, you have to come back. If you come late, you don't come after 14 years, I'll give my life and end my life." So Bharat Maharaj took the sandals of Lord Ramchandra from this place. So this Ram Bharat Milap also is here. So it is mentioned that Lord Ramchandra and Sita would often come here in their exile to Kamdagiri and stay here for a few days. There's a small hillock next to Kamdagiri called as Lakshman Pahadi. Lakshman would sit down and from there he would watch over all the whole place and keep the as a security protection for Lord Ram and Sita who were enjoying the pastimes as Kamdagiri. So on this small hillock, Lord Lakshman's beautiful temple is there. There is also a pillar in the temple, which say that Lakshman would always kind of rest his back on the pillar, and then he would always see around if any help is needed. So that pillar is also there. People go and embrace that pillar as well. It's a local traditional thing people say in that area. So this is Ram. This is Lakshman Pahadi, and the place where Lord Ram would many times be with Sita. There is one stone on the Parikrama Marg of Kamdagiri where Lord Ram one day laid down with Sita. So there are the ecstasy of the stone melted, and there are the body footprints, body marks of Ram, body marks of Sita, and there is also mark of the bow in between. So this is also called as Ram Shaiya, the beautiful stone of Ram Shaiya. So in this way, there are so many temples like this on the in the parikrama of Kamdagiri. There is one place in Kamdagiri parikrama called as Sarayu Dhara. Sarayu Dhara is a small stream of water flowing to the small mountain. It is said, people say here that this is the place where Hanumanji often comes and stays here. So therefore, knowing this, it is said Tulsidas Goswami later, while staying in Chitrakoot, would also come here, and he would come and sit exactly at Sarayu Dhara and recite Ramayana, knowing that Hanumanji likes this place. So this is Sarayu Dhara place. Also, uh, far away from Kamdagiri, on the outskirts of Chitrakoot, there is this place called as Bharat Koop, Bharat's well. When Bharat had to go back to Ayodhya without Lord Ram, while coming from Ayodhya, he had arranged for a magnificent procession with all paraphernalias for the Abhishek, Rajya Abhishek, for the coronation of Lord Ram in Chitrakoot. But when his plan was not successful, so while going back, he saw all that water he had collected from all great holy places. So he thought, what is the use of carrying the water all the way to Ayodhya? So while returning in Chitrakoot on the borders of Chitrakoot, he found a well there. He told everyone to empty all the waters of holy rivers in Chitrakoot. So they said that since then this place became a very holy place called as Bharat Koop. So this beautiful picture of Bharat Koop here, where it is mentioned next to the Koop is the temple of Bharat, Lord Bharat, and also a beautiful temple of Bharat's consort, Mandvi Devi. So this is Bharat Koop. This is also in Chitrakoot Dham on the borders of Chitrakoot Dham. So this is something about Kamdagiri Parvat, the beautiful hill of uh, Kamdagiri, which Lord Ram loved and always spent most of his time in Chitrakoot here. It is said that apart from this, there are many more small, beautiful pastime places in Chitrakoot. It's indeed a great place to visit and to spend some time, few days, doing katha, hearing katha, and doing our bhajan. Now, an amazing pastime which we saw that this Chitrakoot Dham has a very strong connection with Remuna also. Now, you heard about Remuna. Remuna is in Odisha, and this is a famous place of the deity of Kheer Chor Gopinath. That deity of Gopinath who stole sweet rice for his dear devotee Madhavendra Puri Goswami. So, Kheer Chor Gopinath, everyone knows. Now, there's a connection. Now, what is the connection? The connection is very amazing. The connection is when Lord Ram and Sita were in Chitrakoot Dham, one day while they were kind of having their pastimes, sudden downpour of rains happened. And Lord Ram and Sita had to escape from the rain, so they were like moving around fast and they saw a ashram. So entered into the ashram. As soon as they entered into the ashram, they saw a Goshala there, cows in the Goshala. So Lord Ram saw the cows suddenly around the cows and he was smiling. Sita Devi saw the smile of Lord Ram. She was enchanted. Sita said, "You always smile, but today's smile is something special." Lord Ram said, "Well, what can I do? I am with the cows, and I will do lot of pastimes with this cow with cows in my next Leela." So it is mentioned that Sita Devi became very intrigued. Which Leela? What Leela? I want to know about that. So Lord Ram gave some snippets of Krishna Leela to her. That how as Krishna Gopal, he will be called as Gopal, Govind as cows. Sita became excited. She wanted to see Krishna's form. She told Lord Ram, please show me that form. Lord Ram said, okay, I will make a carving, a deity for you out of that form, like that form. So Lord Ram started carving in their hut this deity from the arrow tip which he had. She took a stone slab and started carving. And this was all incognito. Sita Devi was not able to see. The Lord Ram said, I'll finish it and bring it to you. So after some time, Sita Devi said, I am very much impatient. You have to show me. Lord Ram said, okay, please come in. As soon as she came, she saw this beautiful deity ready. Krishna was playing flute, threefold bending form, and his whole body, beautiful deity, was attached to a big stone slab. And on the stone slab, there are beautiful pastimes of Krishna all around the slabs. Mostly all of Krishna's pastimes. Maximum pastimes had gopis on it. No? Ashtasaki, gopis, Manjari, all different gopis, sakis were on that slab. And there was also down somewhere, it is mentioned there was Krishna and Balaram wrestling with Chanur and Mustik as well. So this deity, when Sita saw, she was amazed. She started worshipping this deity for a long time. When time came for her to leave Chitrakoot and go ahead, she left this deity here. Brahmaji saw this deity was done by Lord Ram, worshipped by Sita. What a great chance. Brahmaji came every day to worship this deity. This was like in Treta Yuga. It is said the whole of Treta Yuga, Brahmaji worshipped this deity. Then whole of Dwapar Yuga, Brahmaji worshipped this deity even because that time there was no one in Chitrakoot there. People who hardly come to this place. So Treta Yuga, Brahmaji worshipped. Dwapar Yuga, Brahmaji worshipped. And finally it is mentioned in Kali Yuga, till that time Brahmaji was worshipping. And one particular time in Kali Yuga, this around the time some few hundred years back, one king, Langula Narsingadev, a great king of Puri, a great devotee of Lord Jagannath, went on a tour, parikrama, yatra, with his family, queens, and other members, came to Prayag for a parikrama. And when he was in Prayag, he also came to Chitrakoot. So he came to Chitrakoot, he saw the whole dham of Chitrakoot, and one day while traveling, his eye fell on this deity. And he was wondering, there is no pujari here who is worshipping the deity. So he became a little worried. No one is worshipping such a beautiful deity. So in his worry, he was thinking, hope I could take this deity with me to Odisha. And saying that, There, that night he slept in the camp in his tent in Chitrakoot. Lord Ram came in his dream and he said that I have made a deity of Krishna. You should worship this Krishna. Take it with you. So in the morning he was very happy. He got the deity and he took it on the way to Odisha to Puri. As he was going to Puri, Jagannath Puri, then he came to this place called as Remuna and he had halted there for a day. And that night, the deity himself came to the dream of King Langula Narsingh and said, I want to stay here. Right? I like this place very much. You got me from Chitrakoot where no one was there, but here this place, many people are there. They will worship me nicely. Stay, keep me here. So the king was happy. He stayed there for some days, established the worship of the deity, the temple here, and the queens were so attached to the deities now. The queen said, this deity is so beautiful, so attractive. And because the deity has so many gopis around him in the stone slab, we should name the deity as Gopinath. Since then, this deities came to be known as Gopinath. And later, because of Madhvendra Puri Goswami, he was called as Kirchor Gopinath. So we can find here such a beautiful connection of Remuna with Chitrakoot Dham. The deity came from Chitrakoot to Remuna, and in this way, even today, beautiful worship of Khirchur Gopinath is happening in Remuna. So this is of connection of Chitrakoot with Remuna. So now, one may ask if Chitrakoot was so beautiful why Lord Ram left his Chitrakoot and went ahead. It is said that the demigods were thinking, Devatas, the Lord Ram had stayed quite long here. He has only 14 years of exile, then he has to go back to Ayodhya. So in 2.5 years, and now his mission is to kill Ravan. How that will happen in such a short time? So they had to kind of expedite the whole process. Lord Ram is Bhaktavatsal. So wherever he goes, his devotees conquer his heart and then he forgets his mission because of the love of his devotees. So demigods would in regular times would come and remind Lord Ram that he has to go ahead, his mission is there. And then you remember, yes, yes, you're right. So now 11.5 years were there. The demigods arranged for some confusion among sages here. The sages started leaving from this place. And Lord Ram thought, why the sages are leaving? Lord Ram thought, maybe because I'm staying too far too long here with my wife, a lady here, that's why they're leaving. Why so? Why they're leaving? And some people said that they are leaving because a lot of Rakshas are coming here because you are staying here. So they want to attack you. So they come here. Now they are disturbed by these Rakshasas. So Lord Ram said they should not leave this place. This is their place. I will leave this place. When Lord Ramchandra it is mentioned, he then left Chitrakoot and went to the next forest, Dandakaranya. And you all know in Ramayana, Dandakaranya was a place where everything got expedited. Sita was kidnapped. Surpanaka came there. She saw Ram. Then Kharadushan were killed. Then Ravan kidnapped Sita. And then next 2 years, the whole Ramayana flew very fast. And then Ram killed Ravana and brought back Sita and whole Vanasena back to Ayodhya. So this is how we know the story of how Lord Ram left Chitrakoot. One more understanding is that Lord Ram felt that Bharat had come here to bring me to get me to Ayodhya. When he came here, he got a big army, and that big army had kind of disturbed the peace of Chitrakoot. So therefore, Lord Ram did not want anyone to come for him and disturb the peace of Chitrakoot and the peace of great sages doing meditation. So Lord Ram moved on in his journey in Ramayana. So these are few beautiful stories of Ramakatha in Chitrakoot. In Chitrakoot, there is this again a brief recap. We visited in Ramghat, visited Ramghat, then we visited Janki Kund, then we visited Hanuman Dhara, we went to the Spatik Shila of deliverance of Kakasur. Then we went on to Atri and Anusuya's ashram. We went to and Sarabanga Sutikshna's ashram, Rishi's ashram, Gupta Godavari. Then went to Kamdagiri Parvat, did a beautiful parikrama of that Parvat. And then we also went to uh, other places as well, Bharat Milap, Bharat Koop, etc. etc. We also saw the connection of Chitrakoot and Remuna. So in this way, our Chitrakoot Yatra is duly completed today. Thank you for joining us, and we will hope and pray we'll have more such beautiful yatras physically as well as to Shravanam. And in this way, we will purify our body, mind, and words, and engage them all in Krishna's, Lord Ramachandra's service. Shri Chitrakoot Dham ki Jai. Shri Shri Sita Ram Lakshman Hanuman ki Jai.
RG Media YouTube channel. Like, share, subscribe.